Hi there, welcome to yet another video. Today I'm at my favorite city of Sweden, and that's Gothenburg. It's in my heart. I love Sweden. I love Sweden. I love Gothenburg. And today I'm actually here for just one second. That is, I want to try and test out the Nikon Z50 with the kit lens as a street camera. I don't have much time before the sunset is setting, so I will try to do this in a rush. Probably have to jump into the office and end this video there, but really excited to just test out what I feel about using the Nikon Z50 as a street camera, and of course with the kit lens, because as we all know, we hate the kit lens. Can I make some good quality photos and some good content with this? I will try to film with this as well, because it's quite good with the 120 FPS. It's not stabilized, so I will try it and see. So let's go. So first off, let's talk a little bit about the camera itself. In my opinion, it's very small and light, and that's very good when you're doing some street photography, because you don't want it to be that visible, like you put it up a big thing and the camera straight up to the face of people. I'm not that tough yet to go straight up to people, but still it's not that intimidating when you have this small camera. And it's a 20 megapixel APS-C sensor. It's a bit limited in the pixels and of course in taking in the lights, but it's still very usable and very good. It's an entry-level camera, so it's not bad. But one thing I have had a big problem with, and that is the screen. I don't want to flip it out now because now it's working, but it's a cable that often breaks on this camera, sadly, and it has started to break on mine, so I sometimes don't have the screen, and that's annoying. That's a big problem with this camera, actually. The lens, of course, as I said before, we all hate the kit lens. No one likes it, no one wants to use it. But when you're beginning and you are a starter, why not use the 16-50, particularly to street? Because you can still get something out of it and become a better photographer. And particularly if you're starting out, you are new and you don't know all the settings yet, so in my opinion, this is a great entry camera for particular street photography. Of course, there are other brands as well if you don't like Nikon, but I'm a Nikon shooter and I love Nikon. If you're a Nikon shooter for this type of street photography, this is a good entry-level camera. And the lens itself, the kit lens, in my opinion, works pretty well, and it becomes neat when you close it like this. So it's easy to put in a bag or in a small purse or something. And of course with kit lens you don't get that good aperture, so you are limited there, but you still get some very good quality photos where you can practice and evolve as a photographer and then buy a lens, as you can buy to this one. Because if you put a 24-70 2.8 on this one, you have a really good camera and you can start doing jobs without doubt. So the battery on this one is starting to run out, so I hopefully will get some more photos, but let's see what we can catch. If the camera battery dies, I will jump into the office and keep this keep this video rolling and talk about the photos. But let's find some more streets. Well, it's getting dark and my battery on my Nikon Z50 is starting to run out, so I don't have the ability to take more photos because the camera is dead. So I have to wrap this up and start to heading home. And I will jump into the office and look at the photos and see what I got and talk about the quality and how I felt about the camera itself. And I have had a great time and I met Martin.
Finally.
Finally, we have talked about it a lot and it's been a great evening.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's been great.
Yeah, and big thanks for helping me with filming.
For sure. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, thanks. And we have to meet up soon again and just
of course.
do this.
More adventures.
More adventures and more beer next time.
Of course,
because
yes.
this time I'm driving and it's not good. We need
next time, yes.
A big pint and just photography. That's the thing we love.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's been.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. It's been great.
It's been great. See you next time.
See you.
Let's go. Bye. Phew. Hello and welcome to the office. I have reviewed and looked at some of the photos and I'm quite pleased actually. It's some good photos and I'm a bit surprised what I actually got to catch with this camera because I'm used to using my Nikon Z6 Mark II and I'm always thinking it's a better camera and you need that quality and you need the gear, if I say it like that. But when I used this small little device, let's say, and I could move easy and capture those things I wanted. The only thing I was lacking, and that is my skills in this camera, and that is the settings. I'm not as used to change the settings on this camera, so I actually missed some of the shots, particularly on the tram. I wanted to capture a photo like this, and I was a bit bad in the shutter speed and everything, even though it's similar with buttons as my Z6, but I noticed that I'm not that experienced on this camera. And one thing when it comes to street photography, you have to be a bit mobile and fast and easy in the moment. And I think this would be a perfect camera if you got a better lens than the kit lens. I could put on some of my lenses, but I wanted to try with the kit lens. And I mean, if you're starting out, as I said, it's perfect. You just buy the settings, and particularly if you want to do streets, you can become a great photographer and you can do some great photos. But you will lack some of the light with the aperture, of course, to get the light in, and also the bokeh. But you can always make that afterwards in Lightroom, so you're still able to be very creative and create what you want. And let's see, when I'm looking at the photos, I'm not finding any bad qualities actually. It's quite good. Even if I'm zooming, let's zoom in on this photo of in Swedish it's called våghuset. And of course there are still some noise, but it's still good quality on the photos. And you could print this and have it on the wall. There's no problem and no doubt there, in my opinion. So I think you will be very pleased with this camera, and it's handy and it's usable. And the only thing was the flip screen, as I said. I have some problem with it. I don't want to flip it now because now it's working. But if you flip it too much, this cable can become a bit loose, and then sometimes the screen doesn't work. That's a bit of a problem, but all cameras have some problems, right? And before I end this video, I want to leave you with some tips that I'm thinking about when I'm out doing some street photography. And that is, I love to look for natural light and those shadows. This photo, as you can see, you have the bike and the sun and the reflection on the ground and those shadows that makes it a bit dark and beautiful. So that's a tip. I really love to work with the light and shadows when I'm doing street photography. And also what I'm trying to aim for and thinking about a lot is capturing moments, as we all do in photography, and what's actually one of the core rules and core thing you want to do in photography, and that is try to tell a story with the photo. It's even that in landscape photography, you want to tell a story. And in street, it's the story about what the people are doing. I want to create that feeling that I'm getting curious on what's happening in the scene. And as in every other photography, try to use leading lines so you get that depth of field and you get the eye to follow the line and go all the way into the photo. Those are some 3 tips I think you should think about when you're going out and doing street photography. Particularly if you're new in this, put this in auto mode or aperture mode or something, and don't try to overdo the settings. Aim for lighting, telling a story, and leading lines, and you will become really good at street photography. And that's it from this video. And this time I was just trying and wanted to test how it felt to do it with my better camera, if I say it like that. And I got surprised because I'm actually going to use this camera again in street photography and put a better lens on, because it's versatile and it's neat. I like that, particularly in street, because you want to blend in the environment and just be. And I hope you liked this video, and if you did, why not give it a thumbs up, and I hope I will see you in the next video. But until then, keep on shooting and capture those amazing moments.